What's going on, guys? It's Ryan again. Today we're restoring a pair of Fire Red 5s from 2013. We have to do a full cleaning, reshape the toe boxes, give them a full repaint, and we have to remove the yellowing from the mesh and the soles. First up, we gotta get rid of these laces and give the shoes a few knocks on the table to remove any dirt. We can start the cleaning process. The mesh has some deep stains. I'm going to spray some white revive and let it sit for a few minutes. Now we need to tackle these stains, so I'm just using standard detergent and I scrub them for a good couple of minutes. If we leave them in, there's a good chance the laundry machine's not going to clean it properly. The brass brush is one of my favorite tools. It cuts through all the dirt. We're also going to do this for the bottoms as well. To finish up the shoe itself, I'm going to pour some detergent on the inside and put in our shoe trees. Now we can focus on the insoles. The goal here is to squeeze out as much dirt as we can. So we're going to load everything into our sneaker laundry bags and put them on a cold cycle for 15 to 30 minutes. And I'm going to leave them to air dry. The inner sides of these shoes were filthy. I had to use a scissor to break it down and then a piece of tape to lift it up. I'm glad you guys mentioned in the comments to clean the insides. It's so easy to overlook these areas. And the same concept goes for the insoles. The insides are as clean as it's going to get, and we can finally move on. There's a few creases on the toe boxes. To fix that, we just stuff them, put a damp shirt over the area, and then iron it down. The longer you do this, the more likely you are to cause separation. A few passes is all you need. In order to get a solid reglue, we have to remove all the old glue, including that white film. And I'm using acetone. I tried to recreate the white film and honestly it didn't hold up. So I had to clean the surface again, and I just did it the standard way. Apply your barge cement, peel off the tape immediately, and let it cure for at least an hour. Then we heat this area up to 130 to 140 degrees and you clamp it down. If you guys want to see a more detailed video, I'll link that above. I wanted to see if the netting would actually unyellow or if we were just out of luck. So I put on Salon Care 40. I put them in the indoor unit for around 2 to 3 hours and we got some results. So we're going to come back to this later on. Before we can do any repainting, we have to remove the factory finish. So we're just going to use acetone again and go over the entire shoe. For any scuffed areas, you can sand it down or you can use leather filler. Because there are some deeper scratches on the back, I decided to just stick with the leather filler around the shoe. I let it cure for around 30 minutes to an hour, and we need to sand it down so it's smooth. The midsoles on the 5s are one of the easiest to repaint. They usually don't chip or peel, they mainly fade. If you guys are in the same position, you can save yourself a lot of time. All you need to do is remove the factory finish and fade the color down. You don't want to scrub too long with acetone because you could damage your midsoles. To end off the cleaning, I always use rubbing alcohol. It removes any residue from the top layer. The colors you need to match this midsole are red and white. 90% red, 10% white. And now we just have to block it in. You guys can see that I kept all the guidelines. Use them to your advantage. Having a micro detail paintbrush is going to help massively in areas like this. If you own a blacklight and you shine it on the midsoles, it highlights all the areas that you need to touch up still. This gives me the confidence to know that we're ready to move on. If you guys want to defog your air units, all you have to do is pass a heat gun on it, and if it's still kinda dirty, use a Q-tip with acetone. This is before, and this is after. Now that the midsoles are done, we can do the same for the uppers, and I'm using flat white paint. One thing I will say is to keep your paintbrush slightly damp. It allows you to spread the paint a lot easier. Also, you want to try not to go heavy over the thread. It saves you from having to use a needle to poke it out later on. To protect our paint job, we're using Krylon matte finisher. 2 to 3 light coats is all you need. Our last major step is to unyellow everything. You can see that I cleaned off the finisher from the previous step, and now we're just going to apply Salon Care 40 onto the areas. I'm going to cover these in saran wrap, and for shoes like these, I usually unyellow them for 20 to 30 hours in the unit. If you guys want to see a tutorial on how to make this unit, I'll link it above. This is before, and this is after. So it definitely could be unyellowed more. Unfortunately, it does take a very long time though. Considering these shoes are 10 years old and extremely worn in, I'm guessing that it could take at least 100 hours. After a certain point, they might even tap out. So I find 20 to 30 hours to be the perfect balance. To protect the netting, I'm going to paint this Angelus finisher on. If you want to add a shine to your shoe, I recommend using tire shine. Finally, we can lace the shoes up. There you have it, guys. If you made it this far, please consider dropping a like down below. If you guys need any restoration advice, you can reach out to me down below or on IG. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.